Rita is your concert master. She's going to lead you. One more time. Can you try out with it going 1, 2, but just give boom. Try it. Now, how many of you were really watching her? I saw maybe half of you, and the rest of you were kind of buried in your music. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing. Turn your music stands around. I'll look at you. Now, since you don't have your music in front of you, focus on your principal players. Okay, go for it. The reason I like to do that, and let me ask you, how long have you been working on this piece? 3 months? 1 month. 1 month? No, 1 month. Yeah. 1 month, okay. That's enough time. Memorize your part. And use that to watch your principals, because in watching a lot of the orchestras, and including yourself, I like to see people look around and look at their conductor, look at their principal players, because somebody made a comment about bowing. I think about bowing kind of being all over the place.
I would notice one person going up, one person going back.
Right.
They are I focus on them the most because they're the one.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But if you kind of catch that, then you'll, oh, I need to be down bow, and then you kind of catch that kind of stuff. Turn your music around. Okay, let me conduct you a little bit. And just do a couple things. Here we go. Here we go. Watch what I do. 2, ready, and. I'm giving you that second beat. That's right, he has the accent. Try it. Here we go. Ready? Dynamically, and I think this is something somebody mentioned, dynamics, contrast of dynamics. That's something that we judges, I should say judges, adjudicators, that's one of the things that we catch. Are the ensembles really coming down the piano? Do they really do a crescendo? And how energetic is it? We have a big one here. From letter A, we drop the piano, and then we do a big crescendo to forte fortissimo would be. Can I just hear that letter A? And let me see what you guys can do dynamically to make this happen. Here we go. A, 2. in this pizzicato that needs to come out, so maybe drop down just a little bit more. Can we is that letter B? It's kind of, it's, right. Can we do D? D, 2, go, and. Dynamic change. Try automatically to do that in all of the pieces that you do, because that's something we like to really catch ensemble. It makes it, and you know, when we did that big crescendo, if you ever, how many of you go to the movies? And how many of you listen to the movie scores? Okay. One of the most dynamic things that you've done in scores are crescendos. I think the crescendo, when done properly, is one of the most exciting things that you can do because it grows to this point and it makes it really exciting. You can make this piece of music, which, I don't know, some of you may like, some of you might not like, but all of a sudden that turns a lot of energy when you get to that top fortissimo. So watch for dynamics. Can we go to the waltz, which seems a lot of you see, and I do too. And I'd like to try, once again, to have you guys start without a conductor. Let's see what happens. Just hold it out. Now, what finger are you using? I see some of you on a third. What are you doing? Okay, I think your principal cellist, Amanda, I think she's on something. If you did a 1-3, that would be my fingering choice. Okay, so play your B, second position, first finger play. Now play third finger F sharp on the C string. Go back to E. F sharp. Try to tune it up. And F sharp. Match your F sharp. Good. Now, can I have the bass and cello? And you're doing such a wonderful job on the bass, being the only bass player. And I'll tell you something, my string ensemble at my school, one bass. So I feel that, and you wish there were 4 or 5 of you like everybody else. So what that means, you just have to be brave and go for it. And you're doing wonderfully. Let me hear the B, F sharp, B, and see if we're really doing that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. What do you guys think? Is there anything else they could be doing differently? Here's some vibrato. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Extra E string. Okay, now let's try that. Callista. I love that. Stand up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sing it. that's there. So take that, I wouldn't expect you to stand up in concert unless your director would like you to. But don't be afraid to sing that out. May I see your choice? I won't damage it, I promise. Could we, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. What I'm hearing is 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Try 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And I'd like the second violins to do the same thing. Can I see just see it? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, beginning, okay, so already this is much better. Now, the one last thing I want to try, and forgive me if I try this, I'd like to go a little faster. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In a waltz, usually we do it in a 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we have that pulse. Does it make you kind of want to move your body a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid to do that. The one thing I love to see in an orchestra is a little bit of movement from my musicians. I'm not talking going crazy, going around like that. But that shows that you're feeling the music on the inside, which is really important, and especially in a waltz like this. You all, how many of you are we in here? Is it about 40?
53.
Wow, I wish I had 53. You guys are so lucky, you got a big string section. But with 53 people, you all have to be on the same page, which is a real difficult thing. So all of you, from first chair to last chair, do a little bit of movement with this if you can. I'm running out of time. I wish I could spend hours with you. Could we take the Bob Williams? One comment I had with a very old cello bass. I know it's a quarter note in 4/2 time, which is technically half a beat. I like to have that first note lengthened just a little bit. And I think in our performance out there, we didn't get our best start. So can you see what happens? So I'm going to give 3 and 4, boom, boom. Can I just hear that? Ready, 3 and 4. Oh, now, if we're using G strings, we have to make sure we're all using it, right? And that's one thing. I noticed that many of you are using open strings. Maybe you're nervous about fourth position. And I'm not going to comment about how you should do that. But if you are using open strings, do make sure you're really into it. Because it tells out there if there are open A strings that are slightly out, and for all of you. Can we do that one more time? Oh, okay, and throw in some vibrato. Ready? 3 and 4. Go ahead, everybody. Ready? true piano? Did you all think that was a piano that you just played?
No.
Okay. What did you think it was? If you were to assign a dynamic, what did you think? Exactly. Mezzo forte?
Or just mezzo.
Oh, just mezzo. Okay. What did you say? Yeah, it's definitely above a piano. But can we see if we can do a true piano? Let's see what happens. This is getting better. I like to do that better already. Ready? 3 and 4. 1, 2. By the way, espressivo e cantabile. What does that mean?
Expressive and singing something.
Well, this makes me so happy that you guys are responding. I'll usually ask that and everyone will stare at me like I have 3 heads because they don't know what it means. So you seem to have it. What's
Expressive and song-like?
song-like, or in a singing style, as we like to say. So what does that mean for us? I think, I make a big deal with my groups about terminology because there's all this andantino. I'll save that one for another time. But what does that mean for us string players? If we see that marking, especially espressivo, what does that mean for us string players?
A lot of vibrato.
A lot of vibrato, or at least vibrato. Something there, yeah. What else does it mean?
It's like, I guess express yourself
Well, I think express yourself a lot. Yeah. Anybody else? Cantabile? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that, but it certainly is a legato piece, absolutely.
Emphasis on dynamics.
More emphasis on dynamics. I agree with you there too. And then when you have the cantabile where you're singing, hey, let's sing this.
Oh,
Ready? Got your pitches. Pluck your instruments just to get your pitch. Here we go. Ready? Okay, you got it. I can't wait to do this. Ready?
I can't sing.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 3. Sing. Oh, lovely. You've all got great voices. I'm not 5 minutes?
No, your time is.
Time is up. Okay. I just wanted to say that I do that with groups. Your group is really good. I don't know if you've had if any of you do any of you sing in choir or anything. I don't. I'll tell you something. That was spectacular. Now, can you play it really quick? Okay. And imitate what you just sang. Oh, it was lovely. Here we go. Ready? 2, 3, and 4. 1, sing. So, ask your director, hey, can we sing our parts? Because believe it or not, on a piece like this, it really does help. I want to, again, congratulate you all very much. Like, I wasn't kidding. I wish I could spend another hour with you, but I know I can't. But it was a real thrill and a pleasure for me to hear you today and work with you what seemed like only about 5 minutes, but I think it was longer than that. But I really enjoyed hearing you today, and I really wish you the best of luck as you continue this music journey. How many of you are seniors? Oh, okay. Not many of you. So, whatever you guys do, stick with it. Whether you graduate and go into something else, please stick with your instruments. Stick with your music. This is an important part for us. So make sure you do that. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Don Valley, we're going to be exiting this way. So let's go to all.